And in 3, 2, 1, action!
Welcome to the Backstreet Bets. Welcome to the asylum where Freud, Jung, and Nietzsche are your therapists, and the Rorschach test is just a candlestick chart. This isn't a finance program. It's Fight Club for Memecoin maxis. We've got Achilles sulking over his Sharpie ratio, Hamlet debating whether to buy or not to buy, and Sisyphus rolling his 401k up the hill. Philosophy will haggle your portfolio into synthesis. Literature will rewrite Moby Dick. Ahab gets the whale, but we get the alpha. Buckle up. This is Backstreet Bets. We come to you from the Oval Office. This is Don Juan as your host, and to my right stands the right-hand man, Socrates of Greece, the pillar of stability, the father of logic, and unto my left looms the towering intellect, professor of philosophy turned memecoin analyst, Professor Friedrich Nietzsche, the last line of bravery, the first line of battle, and the last bull standing. Starting by stating the bear in the room, the markets are shaken to their core at the aftermath of memecoin frenzy and Bybit heist, and the very visceral potential of coronavirus 2.0, the official 2.0 outbreak threat straight from the bosom of bats once again. Crypto zealots swear blockchain is humanity's golden parachute, a decentralized messiah here to rescue us from fiat overlords and pesky things like accountability. But let's not gloss over its glow-up. After moonlighting as Pyongyang's favorite Kickstarter for rocket science for beginners, crypto's resume now reads less financial revolution and more apocalyptic side hustle. Who knew that trustless economy would become the ultimate double agent? Satoshi's brainchild, liberating the masses by day, funding doomsday bingo nights by night. Forget Skynet, crypto's the real sleeper hit, turning HODL into humanity's final boss battle. But hey, at least when the missiles fly, we'll have an immutable ledger to timestamp the explosion. Priorities, people. And the only thing bigger than the ruins left behind would be the irony. Socrates, how are you holding, and what do you make of this chaos?
Yes, what a delightfully apocalyptic weekend. Truly the kind of serotonin dip that makes you whisper, maybe the asteroid should hurry up. Plagues, coronas, son, I've survived so many end times. I'm practically on a first-name basis with the 4 horsemen. Pestilence, hold my metamutsil. We're doing brunts, but do pardon my existential hiccups. My S&P portfolio's down 2.5%. I say 2.5 buggering percent, which in boomer mass is roughly equivalent to a swarm of locusts eating my retirement plant and defecating corpse dust. For the past week I have been reeling at the verge of a precipice of unbearable heights.
You mean heights of emotions, Shirley?
Nay, at the peak or top of Mount Olympus, I deal not in fanciful parables, and were it not for my olive trees twisted, gnarled, and judging me, and were it not for that nature's ancient artifact, I should have surely gone and perished. But I held onto my branches at the final moment when I received the notification that S&P was up 0.5% at the tweet of the Trump president.
Yes, pain beyond endurable. Professor, what of you?
Master Don, I am disappointed you did not remind that grisly old cave ghoul to filter his speech at least while on air. Did you just dare call me a old ghoul? 9. I called you a grisly old cave
guru. He called you a grisly old cave guru, acknowledging your sage and supreme knowledge of all manners of caves, alluding to your triumphant teachings of your studious student Plato and his cave. A subtle and elusive compliment indeed.
Is that so? I shall not deny it. I thought that green grass, that pale piss, all he knows of caves and philosophy and ignorance and wisdom. But he did not give me not even half a credit to his composition of the Plato's cave.
ingrate urchin that Plato. But turning the topic to that which caused many to burn their houses down to ashes, the recent market-wide collapse. The S&P and Nasdaq, ensnared in a manic depressive oscillation of market sentiment, executed a precipitous descent, only to ascend anew with a wry 1.5 gain. This voltaic rebound left investors, those beleaguered stewards of capital, teetering between existential vertigo and a pharmacopoeia-induced torpor. Bitcoin collapsing 12.5%, Ethereum and Solana 25% respectively. Those chimeric progeny of decentralized hubris endured catastrophic devaluations, plummeting with the tragic inevitability of Icarus and shackled from his waxen fetters. Their subsequent tepid recovery was less a phoenix rising than a Lazarus staggering half-resurrected from the crypt. The US dollar, in an exhibition of monetary impassivity, maintained its exchange parity with the stolid indifference of a sclerotic functionary. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve, perched imperiously within its technocratic eyrie, held interest rates resolute at 4.3%, an Olympian detachment from the market's plaintive supplications for succor. Brent crude, that oleaginous augur of economic entropy, languished at $72.81 per barrel, its 1% diurnal decline a mere susurrus amid the broader cacophony of fiscal despondency. It sits viscous and unperturbed as a somber elegy to resource volatility. Meanwhile, the crypto arena, a crucible of leveraged temerity, witnessed the evisceration of over 300 million in positions, an excoriating harvest of speculative overextension. This brutal denouement stands as a memento mori to the perils of financial profligacy.
DJ, add in 10 seconds.
Yes. Socrates, could you swiftly explicate where are we and where to is our destination from here in the market in 10 seconds or less?
Well, however much it pains me beyond words to express my sorrow of being waylaid root and stem, I have found some solace and precious consolation under my olive tree branches. More so, I must say, than outside my termagant wife, that cruel and heartless Xanthippe's door.
Cut it, and is rolling. Give the script a perfect read in 3, 2, 1, roll.
This show is brought to you by...
You think this is amateur hour? Perfect pitch. Or pack your ratty USB mic and hitchhike back to your mum's basement. In 3, 2, 1, rock and roll.
This show is brought to you by the Backstreet Bets, where you get the latest news and the most degen tips and bets. For every Bitcoin sent to this cardboard address, we slaughter and sacrifice a full-grown, uncastrated, and unclean bear and make a burnt offering at the altar of the Greek pantheon's bull god Minotaur to receive his favor to fuel the next big bull run. All proceeds fund our Save the Cubs initiative, where we rescue orphaned bear cubs, then fatten them up for the next year's bear market bonfire. It's the circle of life, baby, sustainable carbon-neutral despair. Backstreet Bets, where altruism meets arson and every rug pull is a tax-deductible charity event. Thank you again to our sponsors who remind us that in crypto, even philanthropy is just a pyramid scheme with better PR. Tune in next week when we explain how to short humanity's survival instincts. Meister, your thoughts?
My Bitcoin position is leaking a little, and most of my port in Mitka memes are slightly shaken, but all round I stand unfazed by these minuscule circumstances of nature.
God, Zeus almighty.
Now I see those olive trees were the most sage investment decision that I have made 3 millennia ago.
I have no doubt many of our viewers are sharing the same sentiments with sage Socrates here. Meister Nietzsche, your personification of the forefront of bravery and boldness leaves us and every voluntary degen deep in the trenches in awe and bewildered at once as to whether we gape at your indifference to the grave new developments or to your asset class of choice. Surely you have some considerable allocation in stocks and bonds and fixed income.
Don't be absurd. I don't deal in boomer substances.
It is beyond my wits that someone has seen fit to sit a Memecoin marijuana junkie on the same desk with a man as I. Spare me your wisdom, you glorified street preacher. At least my Memecoins burn bright and die young, unlike your legacy which clings to relevance like a moldy figure to a dead philosopher's corpse. You spend your life grilling randos and losers in the Agora like a beta test series, and they still poisoned you for being vexatious. I'd call you a has-been, but my friend, you never were. Now, if you will excuse me, I've got Mickey Mouse Gollum Inu Elon to pump before your virtue flatlines again. The ticker is Satoshi Market, lads. You insolent, impertinent, cheap, junkie gambler. I birthed logic itself, you digital rat poison peddler. What is a meme coin but shadow? What is to the moon but a delusion for mortals too weak to stare into the abyss? Your so-called philosophy is a howling abyss, Nietzsche, a carnival of gibberish unfit for a stray dog's contemplation. Producer, zoom to that man's despicable face and let the audience see him for who he is. Nothing better would be expected from a man of those stiff ancestors. Reason's a leash, old man. Memecoins are chaos unleashed. Your kin's a pack of conquered G's. Was that an insult to my ancestors? Did you just besmear my forefathers' honor, you deranged blasphemer?
DJ, interfere or I'll flay you after the show.
Never, not one bit. As the third bipartisan man between you, a compliment and utmost commendation was the only possible thing I could construe from what I have heard within the bounds of sanity and logic.
He means your ancestors were rock-solid foundational figures, practically architectural legends, and the G's is a symbol of loyalty and community. You should be proud. But returning to the controversial and grave topic at hand, Kanye West x CZ's Memecoin collaboration launch. What are your analysis, gentlemen?
My analysis? Did I hear it right? Was that question dared to be asked me?
Meister Nietzsche, I'm only a messenger.
Nein, I'll answer. The idle goon CZ has much leisure time in hand after his layoff, which either leads to worshipping imaginary gods or shameful Elon Musk level indulgence of Twitter or getting mixed in Backstreet rap gang drama. And the latter seems to be the case with him. 'Twill be a liquidity extraction event. I shall not touch it, but if I do, it shall be a firm grasp. Nothing less would be expected from a vulture of your stature and appetite. As for myself, I warn all my astute students to avoid this crime, yes, yet to be illegalized gang crime, as one avoids the same dwelling place in the hereafter with that offensive mustachioed man by me.
So who's aping some? I'm sorry, my producer threatened me to say that. Let us proceed.
No, let us stay. I will be aping in something, but not in Nazi Memecoin memorabilia, but all over this rented office and give the slip to that fool behind the camera.
You would not want to do that. Warning, you would not want to do that. All the employees share all liabilities with the company. Term 21, Section 72, page 969 of the agreement that you all signed, its last page.
You filthy, miserly sin-stool. You maggot-milking muppet of mediocrity. You unmanly toe-tickling leprechaun. Everything seems to be shared here but assets. I have never seen a more capitalist communist.
Display some professionalism and phlegmacy up to your years and experience.
Gentlemen, I pray you speak less vehemently to the mic. The producer mislikes the quality, and for some odd reason, I am the only man of choice to be on the receiving end of his unrelenting insults and castigations, and without compensation.
Tell that stingy, dingy, miserly, unmasterful mind to get 3 proper mics instead of erecting 3 hissing snakes before us.
He whispers into my ears, saying the economy is bad. Your wages are a onerous enough burden upon my back, meaning his back.
What wages, what? He lured me into this folly like a cunning fox lures a princess into its filthy den by promising 20% of stakes in his multimedia conglomerate. His words, by the way, to join this team. I refuse to co-host Mr. Beast's new podcast for this.
Geriatric fool.
What said you?
Ageless jewel is what I heard, and I pledge this upon my honor. But gentlemen, let us push through these trying minutes for your own philosophical students, if not for the show. My producer promises a triad of new mics into my ears. Now I'm hearing.
By when? Decade's end?
One moment. By Q1's end, deciphering from the begrudging wavelengths induced from his respiratory inputs in my ears. But for now, we must needs attend to graver matters, gentlemen.
It better be properly grave. The last one was lighter than Socrates' olive portfolio.
Why would you not receive a few swings of my olive branches to feel their weight face first? Perhaps I'll convince you to invest in a few branches yourself.
You will convince me more to call the police and the Secret Service awaiting outside on your geriatric ass.
I shall cave your foul mustache into your throat first before you call your mother from hell.
Gentlemen, I am compelled to remind you once more to keep your personal quarrels off air and have a care with your manners and mics.
It is altogether an insoluble paradox to me how he somehow has cash enough to rent the most important chamber in the White House but can't afford 3 decent mics.
Cash-worshipping dog, self-interest worshipping Nazi.
Schizophrenic lackwit. How can I be of a party that, according to historians' consensus, was established after my time, and who was but moments ago whining and crying for a pay raise? Master Juan, I will not suffer the prating and insults of this base knave.
My lords, I beg of you to put your personal quarrels aside and focus on the matter at hand. I beseech you, only for a while. We don't have much. There is a queue of podcasters waiting outside to start their show, and I'm told Netanyahu and Zelensky are at the top of the line.
All right, guys, chap. You got 2 minutes to wrap this howling at mess. There's 100 guys waiting outside. Come on, the deficit will not close itself.
And then, Mr. President, gentlemen, be quick. We have to cut our 6 small sponsors to only 1. DJ, rap.
Excuse me?
Rap, man, rap.
Sir, I can't rap. Well, maybe a little, but I don't have my lyrics with me.
Rap the show, I mean, you blockhead. In 10 seconds, there's an end.
My apologies. Gentlemen, I will have your final words. What are your final thoughts, Socrates?
These Tacks and colosseum scale scams are a modern hydra, DJ. Chop off 1 head of fraud and 2 more sprout. It's a festering rot in your digital agora. A warning against the siren song of greed. The market's drowning in its own filth like Charon ferrying fools across the Styx.
Whoa, heavy stuff. Meister Nietzsche, what's your take?
Spare us the tragic poetry, you old fossil. This hack is glorious chaos, survival of the fittest. Weak exchanges crumble, and the strong will rise phoenix-like. It's the will to the power in action. Only the bold deserve to thrive.
Bold? You mean reckless? Your will to power is a gilded mask for stupidity. This hack's a plague, a digital pestilence, and you're dancing on the graves of ruined investors, you vulture. And you're a trembling coward, Socrates, clutching your toga while the world marches on. The market's a battlefield, not your precious cave of whiny ethics. Let the weak perish. Progress demands sacrifice. Sacrifice? This is hubris, not progress. You'd sear as the whole system burns. You mustache-twirling pyromaniac. Investors trusted by bit, and now they are betrayed, washed away in your battlefield like chaff. Betrayed? Boo-hoo. Trust is for the meek, you sandal-wearing relic. The strong adapt, the rest deserve to sink. Your caution's a disease, still hoarding drachmas in that dusty pouch.
Guys, let's focus. What does this mean for the crypto investors? Pull out or...
In 3, 2, 1, DJ, plug it down or I'll plug it up to you in the back end of the show.
This fiasco is sponsored by Ice Wallet, the cold storage so secure it's basically a witness protection program for your crypto, with features that'll make you say, wait, is this a pyramid scheme? First, you will have zero knowledge proof of despair, a cryptographic marvel so elite even the blockchain forgets your coins exist. Perfect for fans of Schrodinger's cat. Your crypto is both there and not there until you check. Spoiler, it's not. Second feature is Lazarus verified security. We let North Korea's elite hackers better test our encryption. Now your wallet isn't just hacked, it's curated. Bonus, stolen funds go toward Kim's Rocketman, the musical Broadway debut. Artistic philanthropy. Third feature is ethical pre-breach protocol. Why wait for hackers? We've partnered with Lazarus Gang to preemptively drain your wallet into charitable causes at their discretion, like North Korea's Peacekeeper Rocket Scholarship Fund. Tax-deductible doom. Fourth is cryogenic time lock, which in layman lexicon means freezing your coins until 3024 when humanity's either extinct or fluent in Doge speak. Either way, you'll be the vintage hodler of the post-apocalyptic flea market. Fifth, you will have AI jailer mode. A neurotic algorithm guards your assets like Gollum with a caffeine addiction. You shall not pass. Unless you're Lazarus. They've got a VIP invite. And the sixth feature will be ethical amnesia. Forget you ever owned crypto. Our blockchain hypnosis feature auto-deletes your memory of buying at all-time highs. Because ignorance is bliss and cheaper than therapy. Now to the testimonials from unpaid interns and totally legit users. At Satoshi's Ghost vows, Ice Wallet cured my fear of hacks, now I just fear myself. Thanks therapy. And Scorpius Maximus says, I donated my life savings to Lazarus Gang's Rockets and Rainbows charity. Finally, my portfolio has purpose and missiles. And Karen, the unironic lunar hodler, says, thanks to their pre-hacked security, I've finally achieved inner peace. Now to why institutions trust us. Regulatory friendly. Our open source code is audited by Lazarus Gang's Department of Oopsie Daisies because nothing says compliance like state-sponsored theft. Second is NFT perks. Lose it all? Receive a participation trophy NFT, a pixelated tombstone reading Harl in peace. And now we will turn to additional perks, because despair sells. Bag holder starter kit includes a This Was Definitely a Pyramid Scheme mug and a How to Explain Bitcoin to Your Dog pamphlet and a vial of artisanal hopium, 99% delusion and 1% essential oils. Second and essential perk is rug pull insurance policy, void if read. And the final one is Crypto Viking Funeral. Burn your wallet in a virtual longboat while our Discord chants Valhalla awaits. Fee half a Bitcoin plus your dignity. Legal disclaimer, written in blood on a burned $100 bill. Ice Wallet is not liable for spontaneous existential dread, human combustion, or your sudden urge to join a doomsday cult, or the fact that Decentralization Now funds Centralized Villainy LLC. i.e. funding Lazarus Gang's ASMR missiles unboxing videos. By using this product, you forfeit the right to blame anyone but yourself and agree that trustless means trust us bruv. And also agree that security is a collective hallucination. All promises are aspirational, all security theoretical, and all hope a coping mechanism. Thank you to Ice Wallet for proving that in crypto the only thing harder than your wallet's encryption is maintaining eye contact with your reflection. And with that little segment out of the way, we will return to the show with the peace of mind that our viewers' digital assets will be safe-ish.
Yes, safe as a rowboat in a typhoon. All your portfolio, Socrates. Didn't it sink with Athens? You arrogant jackal. This hack proves crypto's a house of cards and you're too blind to see it collapsing. And you're too scared to build anything new, you sanctimonious cops. Let it collapse. The strong will forge a better world.
And with that, I would like to ask you both to proffer your respective analysis and final commentary, excluding any personal, vindictive raillery and badinage, for the week ahead, and let us be done with this cerebral torment. Socrates?
Nightmares come from ignorance. Anchor. I manage risk by knowing what I own, solid companies with steady earnings, no speculative nonsense. Diversification is my shield. Spread the wealth across sectors, never too much in one pot. Debt, leverage, perish the thoughts. I'd rather sleep soundly with cash on hand rather than tremble with borrowed bets. Diversification. That's for the spineless. I don't manage risk, I ride it. Concentrate your bets where the fire burns the brightest. Leverage amplifies the thrill and the triumph. The market's irrational heartbeat demands instinct, not some cautious checklist. You don't win by playing safe. You win by staring into the abyss and laughing when it stares back onto you.
Okay then, let's get down to the brass tacks. Socrates, I see you eager for a word. What's one investment you're eyeballing right now?
I've got my eyes on utilities. Boring, perhaps, but reliable. People always need lights and water. Steady cash flows, low drama. I also favor blue chip stocks, the old faithfuls with dividends you can set your sundials by. In a psyche market, reliability trumps all. Utilities. Why not just knit socks for a living? You listen to this man and you will rue and regret it more if you listened to my philosophy and died and found God was real. I'm hunting for the wild stuff, AI startups, biotech breakthroughs, and chief of all, I will look for a fresh plunge into the blood and double down on my precious Memecoin holdings. High risk, high reward. I'd rather risk burning than bow down to fear and cowardly.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. And there's the bell. Our time is up, folks. The closing bell tolls like Gatsby's funeral dirge. Greed drowns in champagne, hope sinks in the sound, and fear whispers through the ashes of margin calls. The market gains is the green light at the end of Daisy's dock, flickering, taunting, forever out of reach. So arm yourselves with Marx's crowbar and Nietzsche's flamethrower and pry open the vault of delusion. This is the Backstreet bets, where profit's a mirage, loss is a sonnet, and the only truth is the crackle of burning cash. Stay reckless, stay ravenous, and when the dust settles, build your empire on the ruins. This is the Backstreet bets, where profit's a mirage, loss is a sonnet, and the only truth is the crackle of burning cash. Stay reckless, stay ravenous, and when the dust settles, build your empire on the ruins.